And we're live.
Hello, SHL. We're back. Adam and Rich,
Here we are.
number 11.
I apologize if I sound a bit different this week. I've just moved into a new apartment and the soundproofing is non existent. So if you hear some echoing or my roommates, that's just because it's the new recording space for me.
Yeah, but it's probably not going to be whatever that was last week with the.
What was that?
I don't. It sounded like gunfire to me.
I went back through my my copy of the video file, and that wasn't in there.
No, and it definitely didn't happen like while we were recording because I would have commented on it. Because it's crazy.
It has to have been something fucked up in processing.
It was very strange. I had no idea what he was talking about. I went back and listened, and it sounded kind of
fireworks, gunshots, something like that. Yeah, weird. Crazy. Just weird.
So yeah, we got a ton of questions, which is
got a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah. I kind of bumped a little bit early this week just for fun.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so we got a ton of people, which is great. Really appreciate that. Questions from Luke, Argar, Wasty, and was there one more? Bonk, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. You got anything you want to talk about, or you just want to jump right into that stuff?
No. I mean, I don't like bragging about myself, but I'll talk about the fact that, hi, I'm in head office now.
Yeah, that's what I just thought of. Yeah, I should mention you're in HO now, which is pretty cool.
Don't fuck with me. It'll be fun, I think.
Yeah, you're the man now.
Yeah, an updater and head office. The two most hated positions on the site, maybe?
Oh, it's fine. No big deal.
Yeah, do you want to just hop into these then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, first questions are from Luke TD. Love you, Luke. Question 1. Why Kelowna keep on winning? It's a great question. I don't know. I don't think Nor knows.
Nobody knows. It's probably one of those things where it's just, for whatever reason, they're winning. Because the roster, there's no way they have the roster for it.
No, their roster is super, super decimated right now. They don't have that much high TP talent. It's the sim being the sim.
Yeah, it's always that kind of variation that you get sim to sim, where probably like 9 out of 10 other sims, of this configuration, they would not be doing well. But in this one, they just happen to be. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that question, unfortunately. It's just shit sim luck.
Yep, pretty much.
Or I guess good for Kelowna, but bad for everybody else.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the differentials. I mean, I don't know. Their goals against isn't nothing about it's like that weird. They're kind of in line with the other guys that are in that kind of tight 30 to 33 point window right now.
Yeah.
So I just think it's probably more coincidence that they're number 2 as opposed to number 5 or 6.
King on top, baby. King on top. That thing that we should do because we have the most stacked roster in juniors right now. King on top.
Yeah. Halifax, what the heck?
Yeah, I thought Halifax would be doing. I mean, they're 1 point out right now.
Yeah,
they could easily take that back. There's still half the season to go.
Yeah, I guess probably that whole middle of the league is probably really tight. Actually, probably every team other than Vancouver is probably relatively tight.
Yeah, I would hope so. As the Vancouver GM, I would hope so. I guess now's a good time. I probably did I talk about it last week that this is my last season in Vancouver?
I don't think so. I think maybe you mentioned it off air.
Yeah, probably. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that on air, but here we are.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's not like it really makes a big difference.
Yeah,
but...
print it, send it, put it on the internet. Last year, let's win a cup.
Is there a particular reason, or just?
I've been doing this for a long time.
That's right. You were co for quite some time before.
Co for 5 seasons. GM will be 2 seasons, and then I did 2 seasons of advisory and coach work in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So if you count that, that's 9 seasons of GM work.
Now I don't know the really the players you guys have, but is there somebody you would expect might step in or might? I mean, obviously not. You can't really hand it off, can you? You still have to go through applications, but
yeah. Is there? Gleich is probably the best successor I have. Mm-hmm. Luke will probably fill in as co, but I don't know what Gleich wants. It depends if Gleich gets it at all,
Mm-hmm.
Could be, yeah. Gleich would be my best bet right now.
Okay. Who? I know that name from the user, but I don't know who his player is.
I don't even know if I do. That makes me feel really bad. Let's go to the index and find out. He plays in Los Angeles. I know that much.
Is he actually in LA now, or is he still a player still in Vancouver?
Oh, he's been in LA he was in LA when we won the cup in West Kendall.
Oh, okay.
because he wouldn't let it go. He kept giving me shit about it. Joshua Woodcroft.
Where is he?
Josh Woodcroft is my boy.
Oh, there he is. Yep. Okay.
I don't know if my roommates are coming in too loud. I can tell them to shut up if I need to, but
I don't know how it's
I
gonna.
turned my mic levels down pretty low for this.
I can say it sounds fine to me, but I don't know what that means.
Then it'll probably sound fine on recording. I turned my mic levels down for this because I knew the walls are a bit thin.
Yeah.
So I'll just boost my voice track in post. Either way, cool. I don't have an answer for Kelowna. Sorry, Luke.
Yeah, no, nobody does. It's just one of those things. The same reason Winnipeg was bad last season.
Yeah, it's the sim saying you think you figured me out, but you haven't really figured me out at all.
No.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
How are your fantasy teams looking like? I know for Rich and I's group, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are close in terms of points. I don't know. Actually, I don't check fantasy points. I won't lie.
I took a slightly different approach this season because usually I kind of jump the gun on doing a
drop and
a drop. Yeah. So I was very hands off for the first, I don't know, well, basically until like 2 or 3 days ago. I didn't even look at the fantasy index. I was
pull it up right now.
Fairly aware that my players were underperforming, and basically every one of my players outside of Nova and the Winnipeg goaltending is underperforming. So my season's not going great because of that. But nobody's doing really well.
I'm in 7th right now. Everyone on my team is underperforming, really, except for Wes Kendall's goaltending's doing all right, actually.
Yeah.
They're still 4th in the East, so it's tough, but you know.
You had Joe K in the first round, that's right?
Yeah, Joe K in first round, and he
should be okay, but he's maybe not like points. Yeah, not quite typical Joe K level, but
he's playing better than Chris York, who was going to be my other pick.
Toronto is, I think, probably going to be biting a lot of people because York and Reese are both. I mean, they're having okay seasons, but not the typical York Reese.
Yeah, they're having weird, not declines, but just lesser years.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because those depth players are playing a little bit more, or if it's just one of those seasons where their numbers are down a little bit.
I guess we're only halfway through the season, so it's possible that they pick it up in the back half here.
Yeah, but either way, Reese is not on pace to be a 300-point player for fantasy, which is not typical. I think York is about on the same pace as Reese, so neither of them are actually on pace for 300 points, which is not normal.
How am I doing this year? 145 points. Yeah, all right, that's good shit.
Yeah, that's solid. I think for the position your player would be drafted in.
Someone took me in a few of these. Someone dropped for me in a couple of these, I think. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're actually outscoring in fantasy Reese. So to give you an idea of kind of where
Give me my Stevens. Give me my Stevens. You know what it is.
Where's Luke at? Oh, Luke's. He's. Oh, crap! I wish I could see the group standings within the group. I'd have to go back out to the index. Luke is in 6th. We've got a bit of a drop off after 3rd place in our group.
Yeah, for us it's, what is it right now? Let me check. Yeah,
which group are you?
I'm group 13. Yeah, it's about a 50-60 point drop off from 1 to 2, and then it's really close from there on down. Like maybe at most 40 points separating 2 places at once. Mm-hmm. The gap from 3 to 7, I think, is like maybe 70 points. So it could be made up. Just depends how it goes.
Yeah. So basically my first half of this season is going like my second half of last season, where the players are just not doing what I expect of them. So we'll see what the next half of the season, see how that goes.
Yeah, and it happens.
Right now I'm 4th, so I'm just barely finishing in the money, but we'll see. Anything else you want to add there?
No, I'm shit. My final fantasy team is shit. What the fuck am I even saying, Rich? My fantasy team's not doing good. Final Fantasy is completely different.
Yeah, Vorkamper turned out to be a bust.
Vorkamper is fucking man.
Yeah, that's who I ended up dropping because for whatever reason, Luke Atme is having a hell of a season, but Vorkamper's not like contributing to that in any way. Like he's hitting at a reasonable pace, but he's not like just not getting the points, even though Atme is killing it. So slightly frustrating.
It's a crapshoot, man. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah. Yep. You want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, sure.
All right. How are SHL teams doing? Expectations versus reality.
I think we're about where we expected to be this year for us.
Yeah, I think the East is just so weird. It's hard to have
the East is really close right
expectations.
now.
Yeah.
The East is really first to third is one win, right?
Yeah, I think that was kind of what we thought going in. Is like it's really hard to tell because of the kind of the variables in teams like Minnesota and Hamilton where we don't have goaltending. So
yeah,
we're not sure what that's going to look like when it's on the ice.
The East is a Thunderdome, and it has been for seasons now,
Hmm.
and it will be until the end of time.
I think if you look at it right now, at least in the East, actually in the West too, I would say, yeah, the 4 teams in playoff position right now are probably the 4 teams that should be.
Yeah, they're the ones that make sense
in terms of roster strength. Maybe not necessarily the order, although the West I think is probably about right.
Yeah,
Edmonton
Winnipeg
and
on top again makes sense to me.
Yeah, Edmonton and Winnipeg, I think you could kind of flip flop either way.
LA and Calgary, I would have switched, but yeah, those are the 4 teams in the West that you would think would make it.
Yeah, that's what I think. And then East, I think it's the same, although I don't know the order, like where I'd put those guys. I don't even remember what I did for my predictions because I remember thinking like I have no idea what is going to happen. So, but I think in terms of roster strength, if the season were to end right now, this would make sense. As far as Minnesota expectations versus reality, I think we expect to be competitive, but it's just really difficult to know what's going to happen when you don't have strong goaltending and our defense is a bit thin now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what we're dealing with in Hamilton too at the moment. Yeah. Is we have, I mean, we're shooting. We have, I think, the highest goals for in the East right now.
Yep.
So we're putting pucks in the net. And our goaltending is doing surprisingly well. I don't think any of us thought that Chris would be as good in the net as he is. Not to slight the guy, but
no, I mean, but that's the reality, right?
You know,
it's just a young goaltender. So.
He's a young goaltender, but he's got a 500%. He's got a 500 winning percentage. You know, he's just under 9. He's just under 0.9. Just over 3 goals allowed a game, or goals allowed on average. I mean, he's doing fine for a rookie netminder, and with 2 shutouts under his belt, right?
Nice. Yeah, I think when you've got the strength of skaters and the kind of offense you guys are able to output, it makes up for that a lot. So you can kind of, have that slightly weak goaltending, and it'll kind of work out because the other team's going to be, I don't know, a little bit have to play a little more defensive because you're putting up points on them.
It's 80s hockey. Outscore your opposition, right? It's 80s hockey. It's the 80s Oilers. It's the early thousands Dallas Stars. I can score more goals than you, and that's how I'm going to win.
Yeah, we started off the season a little bit rough. I think we've evened out in Minnesota. Our scoring's a little more consistent. But yeah, it's still difficult to know what's going to happen. Because I mean, the season's only half over, and the East is the 2 teams out of the playoffs are only 1 point back.
Yeah, so. It's a Thunderdome. Anybody could get in at this point.
Yeah,
everyone except Manhattan.
Yeah. I'm surprised that San Francisco's as close as they are in terms of like points, but their goal differential is a disaster compared to the rest of the teams in the West.
Yes.
That's weird.
It's bad. It's real bad.
It's like when they're losing badly.
100 goals against. Who's their netminder?
That's an excellent question.
Chris Partridge, Dustin Evans. I don't know either of these people.
Oh, yeah. I think Partridge is somebody. I think an active user. I think.
6'9"
It's been a while since I looked at the roster.
6'9" 900 save percentage, 3.5 goals allowed on average. That's not terrible. It's not great.
Oh no,
either,
it's not
though.
Partridge. Where is it?
It's Partridge, yeah.
Oh yeah. Max is the user. He's been online, so he's active. He's actually not too bad. He's closing in on 800 TPE, so he's not in too bad a spot.
No, he'll be good like next season probably.
Yeah. Although it's probably not going to matter for another
No,
couple seasons after that.
Yeah, that team's in a way right now. That team's in a way.
Mhm. Hmm. What else? What else? I think that's pretty much it. Expectations versus reality. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hamilton's doing about as well as we thought we were going to do. You know.
Yeah. You want to go to Argar?
Yeah, let's move on to Argar, who's got
All right.
a lot of great questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So questions for oh, that's first bit. With a three-man race between Enrikinen, Garbanzo, and Eriksson, how important do you consider the winner of that race to the top?
Um,
I think not at all. Really.
yeah, right.
Um, like I if the goal, I mean, if the goal is 1,000 points, if that's what the goal is, it's an interesting milestone, but I don't think it really matters that much. It's a neat milestone, but yeah,
It's going to be really big for whoever wins it.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it matters to me
history,
anyway.
For league history, I think it'll be important, and for whoever wins it, I think it'll be important. But I think for the SHL populace at large, it probably doesn't matter too much.
Yeah.
That said, it's still a historic thing, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's a kind of a nice little piece of history, but I don't think it will really alter the legacy of it, either any of these players. Um, like I think they're all kind of their legacies are already set. Basically.
They're already set in stone as modern legends, you know.
Yeah. So I don't really see that it matters too much to me. But it'll be a little bit of a kind of a little additional feather in the cap of whoever kind of ends out on top. But I don't. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It's important for certain things, but on the whole, I don't think it's too important. Not to shoot you down or anything, but do you want to move on to next question?
Yeah.
Do you think there will be a time when those players still playing will be problematic as far as letting other players get close to the top in the future, or as far as it being unrealistic? Because if this was real life, Enrique would be 45, Eriksson 43, and Garbanzo 42, assuming they were 18 when they were drafted. Maybe to a degree it'll be problematic. At the same time, I just don't think that with the way the league is trending in the sim and with the way the league is trending as far as users and line making and coaching and GMing, I don't think anybody's ever going to get to that top anytime soon again. You know what I mean? Unless they're willing to go that long, right? 27 seasons or something like that.
And I think a bigger issue is going to be since the change in S38, I think it was.
Yes.
The line requirements.
The line requirements and no more play-by-plays really either.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much of it is being able to stack up a lot of minutes. But I think oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh, the only way to achieve it, I think, at this point is going to be sticking with the player for a very, very long time. I don't know. I don't see. Just looking kind of down the list, like maybe. No, I don't see it. The guys that are kind of within striking distance are inactive or retired, or this is their last season.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if it's an issue as far as letting other players get close to the top. I don't think people are ever going to get to that top again.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, it would be like a real extreme case. I'd want to. I'm kind of curious where what's his name York is at points wise. I don't see him that high. Actually,
I bet he's not even close.
Because he would be the first guy that comes to mind off the top of my head. Where could a guy do it? But I don't really see him anywhere. Where is he?
It depends how long Sim keeps him going too. That is the biggest thing with people, with players like Enrikinen and Eriksson and Garbanzo, is that these guys have been doing these players for years, literal years in real life now.
There's York. Let's see, where's he at? I mean, York's only at. I mean, he's about a point per game career, which is impressive. But he's still only at 345. in 350 games. So he's
Yeah,
got a
that's
long
tough.
way to go. So,
It's
and the
tough.
likelihood that he continues this kind of pace, I think is not great,
It's slim. It's slim.
especially as the GM. If he wants his team to be successful, I don't think he can.
Well, exactly. He's got to put his team over his player at that point. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's going to come close to it again, honestly. It'll be Enrique and Erickson, Garbanzo, and then everybody else.
Yeah. So I think he might be kind of hinting towards the idea of the increased regression or the altered regression to kind of prevent players from sticking around quite so long as they are able to right now. Is that maybe what he's referencing here?
Maybe.
Um, did we talk about that last week?
Yeah, maybe. I want to say so.
I can't remember.
It's been a busy week. I don't really remember what's been happening lately.
Yeah, because it's been a bit of a topic, but I don't know. I think I'm comfortable with the regression the way it is now, but then adding maybe another tier after the 20%. I think the altering like its current state, like the leading up to the 20% plus is I think it's fine where it's at. If we need to do anything, it's going to be after that. I think, but hmm, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the records right now, actually, because this next question I think is about breaking records. Something like that.
Yeah, current record. Do you think will be easiest to break in the future? It gets really difficult because,
It's
like I
tough.
said,
Yeah.
the change with the line change where double shifting isn't really a thing anymore makes it very very difficult. Um, just yeah, I don't know. Block shots is completely out of reach. I think probably forever,
Yeah. Agreed.
unless we start another era. Points is I think completely up to somebody hanging on to a player for an extreme period,
Yeah.
like a
And then
20,
Rican and yeah.
23, 24, 25 seasons, something in that somewhere in that area. Um, what else do we got? Hits is
Hits is
possible.
possible.
The thing that's it takes somebody that will commit, and most people don't commit to hitting.
Yeah.
My goal, my goal isn't to break it, but my goal is to become the third player to hit 3,000. Breaking it just feels like it's going to take 2 extra seasons that I don't really want to do. Because what is it, 33 or something crazy like that?
The
3,300?
top hits
30,
leaderboard right now.
34.
34,
Yeah.
34 right now.
That's 2 extra 200 hit seasons that my player's not going to have in him by the time he hits
Exactly.
3,000.
You just run out of you run out of room. You know, you run out of room to run. It gets tough. It gets really tough.
Yeah. Pims. What about Pims?
That could be broken.
That
It's
seems.
S35. I think is the current record, and S35 by Danny Foster.
Oh, you mean
Oh, that's what I should say.
season?
What's the all time?
Oh, actually, I didn't look at season.
I don't. Yeah, is this asking season or totals?
Both actually, career or
Yeah,
season.
career or in a season. Yeah, because hits that hits is totally doable in a season. I think.
Yeah.
Foster's 300 was Foster holds 1 and 2, 300 and 260.
Yeah.
Which was a crazy campaign, but Pim's totally possible. I think the record's only 130 something. 193. Look at me being fucking wrong. 193 penalty minutes in one season. Danny Foster. Who else?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's doable. I think penalty minutes is doable. Yeah, much like hitting though, you really got to commit to being a goon and doing nothing for a team.
Yeah. I don't know. That one seems really difficult because that was kind of Foster's purpose. Like that's what he was
Yep.
created for.
He was an enforcer.
Yeah. And I don't know that we're going to get another enforcer that commits as hard as he does, or as hard as he did, simply because I think most people are interested in creating a player that has value.
Yeah, but like,
I think.
and the tough part also is in a GM that doesn't. How many GMs want to take that player on, right?
How was he at +3 with 193 penalty minutes that season? Jesus, that's crazy to me.
Hey, if you're only spending 2-3 minutes on the ice a game, you know.
Ah, that's nuts. I still think that's yeah. I feel like the enforcer build is a liability
It
mostly.
is. No GM wants to take on an enforcer which
No, I
might
don't
make
think it
breaking
has a ton of value.
that might make breaking the PIM record at this point hard because no one is going to want to pick up an enforcer, and no enforcer is going to want to be not wanted by anybody.
Single season shot block record feels very, very difficult as well.
What crazy number is that?
128, and that was season
Christ.
31. But that is, I want to say, the 7-win Portland season.
Oh well, if you play in a shitty team,
Yeah, and Holmberg was like the only defenseman on that team that was like really worth anything. You look at the sort by shots blocked. Are you in the Bojo box, by the way? That's what I should ask.
Actually, I'll pull that up right now. Actually,
if you sort by shots blocked in a season, in the top 10, there are 5 Portland players. And Portland was around for like 7 seasons. 2 of them are from S31. Shea Robinson, who I'm pretty sure was inactive, has the 5th most shots blocked in a season.
Yeah,
the same season that Holmberg had the first.
That's crazy.
That was a bad team.
Portland, that was a terrible. You'll notice that I think half of the top 10 is Portland players.
Yep. Crazy. Yeah, I don't feel 128 is massive. That's crazy.
It's a big number. You got to be on a shit team to get that kind of number.
Yeah. I don't know. All of them seem really difficult to break. I could see, getting into the maybe 2 or 3 spot, maybe. But break, I don't know.
3 you could do. 128. 128 is a crazy number.
Yeah.
I don't know how you break that. That's a big number to break.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Block shots, PIMs, hits, goals, assists. Yeah, goals is gonna be hard. Goals is gonna be real hard. What's the record right now?
If you look at current
39 goals.
39, but that's a previous era. So I think current era is 38, which is still very, very high.
That's 34. It's still huge. That's huge.
That's from double shifting times as well.
York got close in S40, 36 goals. Mm-hmm.
That's post double shift. That's pretty impressive. That's really impressive.
Incredibly impressive. Assists.
Look at his shot numbers. 311. Oh, wow.
That's a terrible shooting percentage.
I mean, it's better than 10.
It's a little over 10, I guess.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Assists. Who's the current modern era assist leader? Nuck, I guess. 47.
Yeah. Yep.
Armia, obviously 60 assists is never going to happen again.
Yeah, no. I could see that still seems really high. That's almost an assist a game. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then at 28 goals on top of it too. Armia's season's never going to happen again.
No, certainly not. But I could see another person getting into the mid 40s. Certainly,
probably.
So easy. I think the current era assist seems attainable. If you get one of those, like a team that has their lines perfectly figured out, and they've got one line that's really just blowing up one season, although like Winnipeg and Visser 2 seasons back, you get a kind of perfect chemistry going for an entire season, and I could see it happening.
Everything clicks, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now Visser's actually 24th all time for assists.
Yeah, 44. Makes
44.
Sense. What season? Who was he playing with that season?
That was Winnipeg.
No, it was Bears on his line, right?
I'm pretty sure it was Bears, but I don't remember the other person. It might have. Oh, I should know this, but I can't remember. Was it? No, I don't think it was CrossFit. I need to look at the roster.
It would be something special to see someone break 40 goals in the modern era.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it would have been on their line. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Any other? What's the plus minus?
Nothing I can think of.
Plus 48, season 11, Bosland.
Oh, the plus minus?
Yeah. Yeah, the closest thing, Visser in 41 at a plus 36. That's bonkers. Mm-hmm. And that's the only modern era in like the top 30 or something like that.
Nuck's in there in S30.
Nuck's in there, S30,
yeah.
35.
And Chico Salmon, who's one season earlier, 34. It's not bad. But yeah, that's quite high. I don't know that people pay too close attention to like plus minus
No,
usually.
it's a context stat, so no one gives a shit about it.
Yeah. Hmm. There's actually, when you get to the second page, there's quite a few players that have broken like into the 30s in I guess realism era is what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, Bojo only has 3 errors. Get on it, Bojo.
Oh, can you
Modern.
split it into errors in his?
Yeah, if you go all time, he's got modern, inflation, and legacy, but that
Oh,
kind of covers a really broad range.
nice. I did not know that was there. Oh, yeah, because the modern era is because I think the realism era starts. Well, no, that's not true because it's split. It's like a chunk in the teens, and then it starts at
Yeah,
like
because like
S23 or something like
21 to
that.
24 was the 52 game era, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot there was that little extra bit. You
Yeah,
want to move on?
there was that break. Yeah, let's move on. What suggestions would you make for the Hall of Fame committee head to spice up the Hall of Fame? Any thoughts on the members who have been inducted or those who have been left out? I don't know if I have any.
Spicing it up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
spicing
I
it
don't
up.
know
I
that
don't
you
know.
spice it up. Like I think it does what it does, and it does it well enough.
Maybe give player speeches. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could dress. I think spice it up. Maybe that's what I mean is dress it up a little bit with the post or the induction
Yeah,
ceremonies.
maybe
But I
make
don't.
it like a ceremony. You know.
Yeah, I'd be afraid that it would be kind of wasted though, unfortunately, because I don't know that a lot of people really follow it live. Kind of like the
Yeah,
play by plays, where it's a really great idea, but it doesn't necessarily get the attention it deserves.
it's tough. You're right because I don't know if Hall of Fame ceremonies get enough traffic to warrant really going all out over it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that said, you could make the argument that going all out over it might make more people more interested in watching it live, but that's neither here nor there.
It probably depends on who's up for or who's on the ballot too. I bet because I'm looking
Yeah,
at some of the view totals on some of these threads, and they're a bit all over the place. Although the most recent one has like 600 views. Although that's probably because of the site transition, though. You think?
yeah, potentially, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
and this coming season, this coming class has Clayton and
yeah,
Pretty Flacco and
Theo Kane and
Theo Kane
Nuck.
and Nuck. So I mean, I think a lot of people would be interested to hear them talk maybe about their career.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be the problem is again with this, it comes down to somebody willing to put in the time for something that may not get a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's
Because it
true.
would be cool to see these these induction threads dressed up or a little more storyline behind the player and kind of their journey over over their career. That might be kind of interesting. But
But it comes back to how many people really care.
yeah.
I don't know. As far as thoughts on members who've been inducted and left out, I don't. I'm a hypocrite because I don't follow Hall of Fame close enough to know who's been left out. That's important.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't really know who's been left out. I mean it's everybody who's not in there that's retired, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's so many people. Let's look at the
I don't know any big names. Let me check.
last season. So seventh and final last season would have been Christopher Bjornsson, Dean Colt, Yuri Boyka, and Patrick Satan. Probably.
Right,
Yeah.
Kreller was on his last ballot. Was that right?
He will be this season
Okay.
on his final.
Should Kreller get in?
Boy, I don't know enough about his.
Right. I'm looking at this list of people that are up for it still. I'm looking at like the ones that are going on their first, second, third ballots. Right. Timo Haas, Kean Hamilton, Slappy McDoodle. Who else was on here? Cynthia Taylor, Capo Kekkonen. Crutchfield, I think, should get inducted at some point.
Think so?
I don't know. I don't know his numbers well enough, you know?
I don't think they were great.
I guess it kind
I
of.
think maybe if he had stayed, because he had a relatively short career.
Yes, he did. You're absolutely correct.
And I don't know his numbers well enough to know even if he had stuck around if it would have been enough. Or if like I said, I don't know his numbers well enough to know one way or the other.
Could you make the argument, Timo Haas, maybe?
I think Timo Haas does have an argument. The issue is the lack of cup. He's got all the individual accolades. Like
Yeah,
he's
no cup. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's enough to. I don't think that's enough to hold him out because you got a guy like oh god, Swag's goalie Anderson.
Yes.
Similar circumstance. Great goaltender, individually excellent, but no cup. I think that their situations are so similar that it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'd want to know like the individual awards. Which ones he had. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know he had quite a few.
Should Slappy McDoodle get in?
Probably not. I'd sorry, Slappy.
Yeah,
Love you,
sorry,
but
Slappy.
I don't
I don't know the
think
numbers.
so. Maybe. Well, how many ballots is he?
He was just
He can't be
finished.
at too deep.
He was on a second. His next year will be his third ballot.
Okay, so he's got a little bit of time. So maybe. My gut says probably not, but
What about Lord Vader?
we shall see.
Sebastian Strange.
Strange, I think, has a decent chance. He was Vader. Oh, I don't know his numbers. I feel like he's probably relatively high on like things like shots blocked. He's a very solid defensive defenseman for quite some time.
Let's go to the box.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna check out that list that Izzy posted too.
456 points across 700 games. 977 shots blocked.
That's how many?
977.
977. That seems quite high. Where's the list? There it is. Where's he on the all-time list? So he's not even in top 20 all-time. I thought he might have been.
2,044 hits.
That's not in the top 20 of all-time hits either.
He's got good numbers, just not that good numbers.
Yeah, he might be a tough sell. Yeah, I don't know. He probably could have. He could have been into the top, 15 probably of both those categories, hits and shots blocked, had he stuck around a bit longer.
Yeah.
Like one more season, I bet he's in the top 20. Like almost certainly of shots blocked. How many hits did he have?
2,044.
Yeah, he's 50 outside of the top 20 in all-time hits.
He could have got that easy.
Yeah. I don't know. That's so tough.
Sell. Yeah.
I don't think he had a lot of individual awards either. Maybe not even any, except maybe some All-Star, possibly.
Yeah. I'm like looking at the who's on the list that hasn't made it in yet.
I gotta think an S36 he was an All-Star. I don't know. It's really tough with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like some of these guys I'm looking at, like I don't know. I don't know if they have the career to get into Hall of Fame. It's tough. It's so tough.
It's really tough, and I think it probably matters quite a bit who they're up against too, and that's whole other thing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right.
I
don't know. It's tough. It's tough to do. It's tough to predict Hall of Fame stuff.
A few seasons ago, I think it was Sammy that did the Hall of Fame ceremonies. I want to take a look at that.
I think you're correct.
Because if I remember correctly, he did a really, really good job with it. Where was it? Maybe there's S41. I guess maybe he only did one. But I remember thinking because he actually researched the players and did little write-ups when he was
Sammy's got a lot of love for this site.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like about him is that it's clear he really enjoys the stuff, but he's also kind of a knucklehead.
So. Yeah, who wasn't when they were a kid?
Yeah. I'm not seeing it. Going through the thread now, but I thought he did little write-ups, little bios on all the players. Yeah, he did for Cervantes. I remembered it being more, but I mean, he did a little bit. So,
rose-colored glasses. I take it back, Sammy. You want to move on to the next question here?
Yeah, let's do that.
Who was your biggest member influence starting out in the league?
Mine's super easy.
Mine's pretty easy too.
Yeah, it's Baller Storm for me. He was my juniors captain. He kind of introduced me to or he got me kind of hooked on the sim mechanics. Because we talked a lot of build stuff in the juniors, and I did a lot of test simming for the purpose of trying to fine tune my player build. and so that was like a, he was my biggest influence for sure.
Make a great GM.
Um, Also, I would have to kind of honorable mention Pretty Burn, but that was more her player influencing kind of what I wanted my player to be. That was probably the number one player I wanted to emulate was Nathan Russell.
Who among us hasn't been inspired by Peebs?
Yeah, she's cool. She's good people.
She's great. She's great. Love when she pops up in the Vancouver Discord.
Hmm. Oh, she's in the Vancouver Discord, huh?
Yeah, because Odegaard's Whalers alum.
Oh, yeah. That's too bad.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't make me be mean.
It's fine.
Shit on Kelowna enough that I probably deserve it, so I'll take my licks. I'll take my licks.
That's just a little poke here and there. It's fine. What about you?
Probably Incite Hysteria. Right off the bat, he welcomed me to Colorado, took me 4th overall in juniors, kind of got me used to the site and the mechanics, and just in general, he was a really great guy to be around as someone who was new to the site. You know, he made Colorado feel like a really welcoming place. He was kind of what I based the way I talked to rookies on when I was working as a co-GM or when I was working as a coach in Colorado. As I went further in, Teddy became a really big influence for me, just as a person. He's an old man, so, they always say to learn from your elders. Peebs, yeah, shout out to Peebs. She's awesome. She was just fun to have around. And Crutchfield as a player, I think Crutchfield was kind of who I wanted Kruger to sort of be like. So shouts to Crutch. But yeah, biggest was probably Incite Hysteria.
That's a good one. He was when he was like at his most active, he was very, very active, very involved.
Yeah, he was absolutely. And Haas as a goaltender. Thankful to have won a gold medal with him. Shame he couldn't get a cup in his career.
No, anything else you want to add there? Or do you want to jump to the next?
Yeah, let's jump to the next.
All right. It says any inactive members you remember but miss, or any that you remember and are glad they're gone. So
yeah,
I miss Alucard. I don't know if I'm sure he's gone before you.
Very sparingly. I think I saw him on the boards.
Yeah, he would for a few times he would kind of pop back in for a moment, and it was like, oh, is he back? No, and now I think he's been gone for quite some time now. But he was one of the guys that was part of my kind of rookie class in Kelowna. It was me, Alucard, Carlson's, and Enigmatic, and Tony Flo.
Yeah,
we were like that rookie class, so we were really tight for a brief period there. And he kind of disappeared a little bit after that. It was pretty disappointing because he was a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. No, of course. As far as inactives I missed, there was a guy in my rookie class actually who was playing a 2-way D. We kind of wrote some media pieces, bouncing off one another, mentioning each other in like tweets and shit, and he disappeared. I remember his player name, Thomas Toothsome, but everyone just called him Tooth. But he disappeared right after the draft, and no one heard from him. It was a shame. He's
I
really
vaguely
cool guy.
remember that.
He was a really cool guy. It's just that he disappeared, and we never saw him again. We never saw Tooth again. As far as people, I'm glad they're gone. I don't know.
Oof. I don't like being negative.
Ass pancakes.
But I don't terribly miss like America.
No, I don't miss America at all. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I feel bad saying I'm glad somebody's gone, but yeah, I don't particularly miss him.
I don't miss America. I don't miss ass pancakes, even though he's probably still around somewhere.
Is he gone? Yeah, I kind of. That's right. He retired
He retired again, but he's still here somewhere. I'm sure.
Yeah, it feels like he'd probably show up again at some point.
Well, this isn't inactive. That I'm glad they're gone. Lepish, glad he's gone.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Yeah, America's probably the best one. I'm so I'm ecstatic. I don't have to talk to America ever again.
I've never had to talk to him, so I just kind of spectated.
I had very brief conversations with America, but I'm glad that they were brief.
That's not true. I did have to interact with him once because I updated him and he tried to claim a PT that did not exist.
My favorite. I love when people do that.
It was
It
so
happens more
strange.
often than you think.
It was a number that just wasn't like they went up to like 4 or 5, and he claimed like 5 or 6 or something like that. And I was like, this isn't a thing. I can't give you this TP.
You are not allowed to do that. Yeah. Did he like
It was
link?
weird.
Did he link to something he'd already claimed, or just not put a
I
link?
don't remember. I think it might have just gone straight to the thread,
That's
like the claim
hilarious.
thread.
That's hilarious. People think
It
they
was
can
weird.
get away with shit, man.
I don't know if it was actually trying. That's the thing. It's like I give people the benefit of the doubt, so I don't know if it was like legitimate trying to get away with something, or if it was just I
A
don't know. So I
mistake or something.
just say
Yeah.
you can't do that, and that's the end of it. I'm not trying to bust somebody over
I
something.
don't want
like
to start a fight tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to start a fight with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, America gone. Good.
that. Okay, you want to jump to Wasty?
Yeah. Thanks Argar for the questions, and
Yes.
just to state it, we should totally get Argar on here. At some
Oh,
point.
yeah. I was just thinking about that. The like first order of business when we're done here is to listen to the Luke King featuring Argar.
Yeah, we should totally.
I just
get Argar
saw
on here
that.
at some point.
Yeah, I just saw that before we started, and I'm pretty hyped to listen to that because Argar's an interesting guy because I don't think he's done podcasts before.
Not to my knowledge.
Not to
But
my
I've only
knowledge.
been
So
here
I'm
for 10 seasons or so.
yeah interested to hear what he sounds like first of all, and to hear his kind of thoughts on things. Being such a veteran member and a kind of a member who's got a player that's like has pretty a great deal of historical significance.
Yeah, I mean
So,
Garbanzo as a player is yeah, absolutely. So
yeah.
we
So
should get Argar on here.
yes, I'm also really excited at the potential of being on the Luke King podcast, following great players, and then having me on. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, right. Good for you, buddy. Nobody calls me. I'm here.
Well,
I'm waiting.
I actually reached out to them. So,
Oh wow.
Because as soon as I found out they were taking guests, I was like, oh, me. Pick
Do
me.
it.
I want to do
like
it.
talking. Good. Yeah. No good shit. That'll be on the list of listening to.
So yeah, Westy.
Yes.
He's
West.
got a question for you.
Hey, it's me.
You going to be active for Boston in S27?
You know it, baby. Boston Mariners. We're winning the cup. We're on the back of Marc-Edouard Cloutier. Yeah, I'll be back. I know it's been a couple of seasons since I've been super active, but with work over the summer and now moving back to university, I'll be back for S27. Cloutier's going to carry those boys to a cup. I have no doubt.
So this must be that PHL thing, because that's the thing he references in the next question.
Yeah, this is for you, Rich. Ask Adam to tell you about the PHL so you can join it.
I don't know. I know the PHL exists. It's is it Premier? Is that what the P stands for?
Premier Hockey League. I've been here for fucking 6 seasons and I don't know. I just call it the PHL. Premier Hockey League, I believe, is the P.
I've never I think somebody typed it somewhere, and I remember thinking I don't know. Anyway, so what is it? I don't even know anything about it.
It's a GM league. It's mostly a GM league.
Oh. Okay.
There's about 20 or so of us. We run 16 teams and 16 minor league teams. Drafts every year, running budgets, doing lines, applying TP to players on a weekly basis. Everything's 1-to-1 because players go in and out. Once they hit 27, they might be automatically retired by random chance. So everything's 1-to-1. You develop guys in the minors, you bring them up to the majors, here and there. If you like GMing in the SHL, it's like that but without real people. It's fun. Boston was originally Zach Evans' team, and they were fucking Charlotte. They were like South Carolina, North Carolina. Where the hell's Charlotte? One of the Carolinas. I took over for Zach when he left and moved the team to Boston. It's cool if you're into it, and when you get into it, it's pretty easy to get sucked in. I just have been busy and ignoring it. But I'll be back.
Yeah, GMing is not something I'm interested in. So
yeah, and that's what it is. So
yeah, the odds are pretty slim that I will join, unless somebody really really wants me to. But it's not something I'd be really into.
Depending on how S27 goes, I might come begging for a co.
All right. So for both of us, if you could full rebrand any team in the SHL and also SMJHL, which would you, and to what and why? Oof.
Send San Francisco back to Portland, goddammit.
That's kind of my answer too.
Send San Francisco back to Portland. Bring me my goddamn Admirals.
I don't necessarily dislike the San Francisco brand. I just really liked the Portland.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like San Francisco. It's that I really liked Portland.
Yeah. The
black and yellow is such a great color scheme.
That's a bit of a cop-out answer, but...
It is a cop-out answer, but it's how I feel. It's genuinely how I feel. Bring back Portland and get rid of San Francisco. Sorry, San Francisco boys. It's not you, it's Portland. Juniors, I don't know.
My other answer might be Winnipeg Jets, but I don't know what to, because I haven't given it any thought, and this is not really in my wheelhouse.
Jets to Chicago and make them the Chicago...
I don't know.
Wolverines? No. What's in Chicago?
This is where I struggle. I would have to
Chicago
spend
Metal
some time
Bean.
researching. What was that?
The Chicago Metal Bean. The Chicago deep dish pizzas. I don't know what the hell's associated with Chicago. The Blackhawks. Just make the take the Winnipeg Jets and make them the Chicago Blackhawks. Fuck it. I don't know what you do. Yeah, I'd have to actually research the city and try and figure out what I would want it to be.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Portland Admirals.
Yeah, the easy answer for Chicago is something related to wind or something storm related, maybe.
Chicago Chinooks.
What's that?
Oh no.
Helicopter?
Chinook is a...
That's the only thing I know.
What the fuck is it? I know what it is, and I can't elaborate on it.
Is it some kind of weather anomaly or something?
I just googled it. Let's find out. A Chinook is a helicopter, apparently.
That's the only thing I knew that much. But
what the hell am I thinking of then?
I have no idea.
A Chinook wind. Oh, there it is. A Chinook wind. They are winds from the interior west of North America, where the Canadian prairies and the Great Plains meet various mountain ranges, although the original usage is in reference to wet, warm coastal winds in the Pacific Northwest. Chicago Chinooks. I only picked it because it's got a C, I'll be honest.
Doesn't sound too terrible. Yeah. What about SMJHL? You got any thoughts there?
That's a tough one. Because you can't move either Vancouver or Kelowna, because that's the rivalry, and getting rid of that is just a stupid idea.
I'd change the Montreal Militia to something else that isn't militia. I wouldn't necessarily move them.
Bring back the Impact.
I don't know if I'd do that, but I just don't. I was never a fan of the militia. I don't particularly like their logo. The colors I think are fine. Just never really dug on the logo or the name.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like the militia. Maybe do you keep them in Montreal? Do you move them to somewhere else in Quebec?
I'd probably keep them in Montreal. I don't have any reason to move them. My only reason for changing would be for the name and logo, but I don't know what I would do with that either. Because again, I would want to, if I was actually doing it, I would want to spend some time researching. And of course, I didn't really read these in advance and prepare in any way. So
bring back the Impact. You heard it here from me.
Sure.
I don't know. But yeah, you can't move Vancouver, Kelowna. Maybe move Anchorage somewhere not in fucking Anchorage. Just so I can bully ML for the week, I should mention that. St. Louis is weird. Everything's in the north but St. Louis. Maybe move St. Louis to, like, Buffalo? No, it's Stampeder there. I don't know. Kelowna?
Kelowna needs a new logo.
Agreed. The Knights logo is terrible.
It's just I'm sure it's the oldest SMJHL logo out there now. It hasn't been changed in forever. I can't even. It was like that when I joined, and it's still like that. So they could use an update or a little refresh.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I should have read ahead and prepared for that one, but I did not.
Yeah, that's typical though.
I like to let my responses be off the cuff.
Yes, and terrible because they're
always
off the cuff.
I haven't had a single good answer in 11 episodes.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You unprepared, just wing it.
People seem to like it. Can't blame the system. You want to move on now to Bonk really quickly?
Yeah. Let's finish it off with Bonk here. How are we doing on time, by the way?
We are 5 minutes to an hour now. We are at 55
Perfect.
minutes, so let's move right along to Bonk. Thanks for the questions, Wasty. Shout out to Ask
Mhm.
Wasty. I could listen to that man talk about his Tesla for hours. So we got some questions from Bonk, who says it looks like you have enough questions, but I'll fire off a few anyway. Now that we're at the
Thank you.
middle of the season, what are the biggest surprises thus far? I don't know. Let me look at the index again.
And we kind of actually talked about it. I don't really think there's a lot of surprises. There were
Yeah.
earlier in the season when the standings were a little more shaken up, but now that things have settled in a little, I think it makes sense where it's at.
I guess San Francisco might be the biggest surprise how close they are right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're not that far out and they should be further out. This has 7 points out. It's not really that close, but
It's only a few wins and a few losses
closer.
on Calgary's part.
Yeah. Closer than they should be for minus 30 goal differential.
Agreed. You could maybe make the argument that New England being in 6th is a bit of a surprise, all things considered. But
Yeah, their
it's
roster.
New England. They're spotty.
Yeah. Their roster is just not that good. They found some really good chemistry last season, and they got some more. It's kind of continuing with Fletcher and oh boy, I completely lost all the names.
Xander Green.
Xander Green, and is Storm's player on their line as well, I think. Spitfire, or is he a defenseman? God, I just terrible.
Let's check the lines.
Yeah. Dominique, Dieter Dominique.
Dieter Dominique, yeah.
What's his name? What's her name?
Fuck.
Bilbo.
Yeah. Yes, Bilbo.
Yep. So that line was clicking last season. Spitfire's a defenseman. What am I doing?
Spitfire was originally a forward, so I can't blame you for that.
Was he? Okay. So yeah, that line was clicking last season. It's still clicking this season, although it's apparently not enough.
Well, it's hard. You can't carry a team on one line forever. You could do it for a few games, but you can't do a full 50 game season that way. They run out of steam eventually. It's inevitable.
Yep. Let's see, any other surprises?
Let's look at the points leaders right now. I'm sure there's some shocks in there. If it helps, I'm surprised Kruger's doing as well as he is.
Jesus. Twills has 36 points, 26 games.
Yeah, Twills is a sleeper pickup. I don't feel like anybody takes Wilson in fantasy.
No. I used my ad to replace Vorkamper.
Wilson has been good in fantasy for a few years now.
Yeah,
and people
but he's
just keep
West
forgetting.
Kendall.
Yeah, it's West Kendall. That's why people don't take him.
It just feels like a bigger risk than maybe it is.
Finn Kruger, number 20. That's a surprise, baby.
Hey, 4 and 5 is Nova and Wazzy on the same line in Minnesota.
And that Wazzy's doing so good in Minnesota. I'm happy for him. I'm very happy Wazzy's doing good in Minnesota. Forsberg at 6 is probably about right.
Yeah. Evans is done taking a dump after last season.
Thank God.
I don't know if he listens, but your player's garbage, Evans.
Fuck you, Zach. Honestly, just fuck off. I'm gonna tag you and make you listen to this, just so that you can shut the podcast off when you get to this point.
You know what, Joe K. He's a point per game, but you expect a little bit more out of him, I think.
Yeah, it's surprising that he's as low as he is right now.
Yeah.
77 hits is good though. That's not bad at all.
What's that?
77 hits is good though. That's not bad at all.
That's solid, and it's good considering that he's got another hitter on in.
Like, is he?
The name? No, Augustus.
Oh yeah, Roman Augustus. Yeah.
Because Augustus has like 60 or something checking.
Something like that.
And that'll cut into your total a decent chunk. I don't really see anything else that's blowing me away here. Jack Tanner, leading defenseman in points. It's a bit of a surprise.
I don't know if you can hear it. There's music.
I can't hear it at all.
I've been trying to figure out if it was my roommates playing. Sorry to interrupt the podcast for this. I live right next to a bar. So it's fucking loud in here. I'm glad the mic isn't picking it up.
Yeah, no, I don't hear anything.
Back on track. Yeah. Joe being as low as he is surprises me. You're right, though, that he's got that many hits when he's got Augustus on his line is still pretty crazy. And Augustus only has 29 hits thus far. but 29
Yeah.
points as well.
Yeah. Oh, let's see.
Who else is on this list?
Anything else? Anything else? Or you want to?
Fletcher at 12 is about where I would have pegged them.
Yeah, just better than a point per game.
Last season was unsustainable, I think.
I mean, this is still a really good season, and
No, going point per game is great, but what Fletcher did last season was fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, even if you look at right now, shooting almost 17%, 16.67%.
Like
that's quite high. So that's still very, very good.
Is it sustainable?
Probably not, but that's kind of a thing that can happen in the sim where a player will shoot lights out. Like we had 2 seasons ago when Visser shot 18% over the course of the entire season.
Yeah.
Like that was his total at the end of the season, 18%. That's bananas. That's
shooting
crazy.
18% right now too, actually.
Yeah.
Volkova pretty close to Fletcher as far as just playing in general goes. Volkova almost with 100 hits right now. That's pretty crazy.
Well, I think she's one of the few players on that team left that has points in checking. Bears might have a little bit left, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Evans has only got 8 hits this season. He's falling off. You suck, Zach. Honestly. Why would anyone take Evans in fantasy?
Is he still playing center? If he's still playing center, then I don't blame him.
Let's find out.
Yeah, he's still playing center. So
Yes.
yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of playing center is you gotta keep 160 TPE stuck in faceoffs for a while.
Yeah.
Not forever. You can just tell your team, I'm playing wing now, and then take it all out. That's what I did.
The real solution is to just never play center ever. Just don't play center at all. You'll never run into the issue.
You want to go to his next question?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. Playoff race. Looks like it's going to be tight. Rage aside. What teams are in the playoffs and which teams are out?
We kind of talked about this already, but I think the teams that you see in the top 4 in both respects right now are probably going to be the teams that make it.
Yeah. They're
Toronto
the teams that should.
Toronto could slip in. New England could slip in, but...
Yeah. Yeah, those teams can definitely sneak in. I think in terms of just strength of roster, the way the standings are right now is the most competitive set of 8 teams.
Yeah, I would agree. Texas could give Calgary a run for it. I don't think they will, but they could.
Yeah, it'd be tough. Yeah, I don't know.
I do think that the way that they're set right now, maybe not in this order specifically, but these 8 teams will probably be who you see in the postseason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, I don't know. I don't know that it's too difficult because we're looking at, especially in the East, the 2 teams outside are 1 point out.
Yeah,
so
the East is so close.
Yeah, it definitely could change. But yeah, I wouldn't make that prediction just based on roster strength right now. I would say
it's too tough.
Yeah.
I would say it's a safe bet to say these 8 teams will make it, but I can't say anything right now, especially for the East, which currently is separated by 5 points, right? It's tough to pick for the East. The West will probably stay those 4. Texas is about the only team that's going to give anybody a run for their money right now. Seattle could surprise us. They're actually only 3 points back.
Yeah, they're playing reasonably. I'm
They're
surprised they're even.
0 goal differential.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if LA is going to be sitting in 3 with a -3 goal differential, Seattle could sneak their way in.
For sure.
Which would be a big shakeup for the Western Conference, I think. That would throw some people for a fucking loop if Seattle snuck into that 4th place spot.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I wouldn't bet on it, but
no, I wouldn't either. I'm not a betting man, and I'm not going to be a betting man for that.
Yeah.
So last question from Bonk. This is a great question, actually. What's your favorite type of restaurant, Rich?
I will go to any restaurant that has an Indian restaurant, basically. If it's Indian, I will go there. Yeah. My favorite.
So like Indian, like Eastern Indian or like Native American Indian?
Like Indian, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So curry and specific types of the way that they cook chicken is phenomenal. Indian food is fantastic. Yeah. There's a little Indian joint down the road from my flat that is just fantastic.
Oh man, that's lucky. When I lived in Northern California, I had 6 different Indian restaurants within about a 10-minute drive from me. Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. Now I'm in central Wisconsin, and I have to go minimum 2 hours to get to any Indian restaurant.
Absolutely.
It's garbage. Very disappointing.
Yeah, God, that's terrible.
Mm-hmm. What about you? You got something?
Favorite type of restaurant. I'm big on Italian food. I like
Mm.
Italian food. If I can get like if I can get authentic Italian food, that's where I'm at. Either that
Mm.
or like maybe Hispanic food, Spanish food, Mexican food, South American. I've got friends from Guatemala that make killer food. So Spanish food. I'm really big in Spanish food.
Mm.
Spicy shit.
Nice.
But with that, big on chicken, big on beef, big on pork. Although less so pork, more along the beef and the chicken. Just the flavors that they use are totally like they're amazing. I strive to emulate the kind of work that they do in my cooking.
Mm. You a big cook or no?
Yeah, I cook fairly often. I cook for my roommates.
Oh, nice.
Depends on the night what we're eating, but we just had Thai peanut noodles and chicken. It
Nice.
took me maybe 30 minutes to put it together. Not too crazy. Nice and spicy. Still kind of flavorful. Still a little sweet, but I cook pretty frequently. Yeah. You much of a cook at all, or?
Very occasionally, but largely no.
Oh, that's
I
fair.
I try to make simple things that I can cook large quantities of and then store.
Yeah. Put it away so you can eat it later.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I do that with certain meals.
Hmm. Yep. That's about it, I guess, for questions.
Yeah.
You got
Anything
anything
you want
else?
to? Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you got
no.
anything you want to talk about, or?
Um, no, I'm just really excited to listen to that Liu King cast.
Shout outs to the
My
Luke King
God.
cast.
Yeah.
You guys are good. You're doing good work, I think.
Yeah. I
Call
enjoy
me.
I enjoy
Call
those
my
guys.
agent.
I don't know.
Um,
There's, I guess, the only thing we could maybe mention, and I didn't read it, of course, because I don't. Um, the amendment to the rule that
oh
was the,
yeah, that got posted. Yeah.
yeah, I don't even know what the change is. I haven't even looked at it.
We basically just took out the wording. They basically just took out the wording about the banned words list and the
Mm.
using one of these words in a sentence without
Right, like
context. Right? They took out the
the
context
black
issue
and white
basically.
part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. That's what I think the major complaints were.
Yeah.
So
I think it addressed the issues that people had with it, but depends on
I
how you
saw
look
it
at it.
posted,
It's an issue.
and then it didn't stick around as long, so I assumed it was good.
Yeah, people weren't
So
talking about it, and that's what you needed.
it wasn't getting bumped at a crazy rate like the original rule was.
That's how you know you made a good rule. Because
Yeah.
people aren't talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Have we had an update on the what do you call it? The rebrand stuff? Doesn't look like it.
For Seattle, and no, I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything on it.
Doesn't look like it. No.
I've
Okay.
not seen anything on it.
Cool. Then I guess I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else in particular to talk about. So as always, if you've made it this far, thanks so much for listening.
Yes. Yes. And
Uh,
thank you to Bonk, Wasty, Argar, and Luke.
But yeah, for the questions, that was good. We got a solid hour and 10 minutes out of those questions.
Yeah.
So thanks much for that. As always, I'm Adam. This is Rich,
Hello.
and we'll see you next week.
So long.